All right, hello everyone, welcome back. So we are continuing this series of the Angular, actually developing a block application with Angular, MongoDB, and .NET Core, ASP.NET Core. And this is gonna be the third installment of that series. And it's been a while since the last time I made the second video or second installment of the series. So, well, I kind of remember a couple things here and there, but that's all right. Again, we were developing the block applications and with ASP.NET Core with an Angular front end. And all right, I think I'm just gonna continue. I hope that you watched the first two videos where I try to explain what I'm gonna be doing, and I also explained some of the technologies that we're gonna be using, like dependency injection. We're gonna be using serial log and all that stuff, and to expose APIs, actually to kind of expose the documentation of the API we're using, Swagger and all that stuff. So all right, let's go ahead and do this. But before, I need to remind you that one of the most important things about my videos is that it's not the knowledge that you will get. It actually the thought process of an engineer who has been doing this for the last 12 years, and that's, I think, one of the most important thing about this live video series. Because you will be seeing how I approach the problems, how I solve problems, what the concerns do I have for certain problems, for instance, like security and maintainability, all that stuff, and how I do like iteration in a software, all that stuff. That's the most important thing about my videos and about this live programming sessions. All right, so I'll go back to our console first. Let me see where the console is. Here. Okay, so first of all, I'll go grab and see if I have any changes that I didn't commit, or I will pull the master from the remote repository. And let's do this first. So, I mean, I have a bunch of changes that I haven't committed. So let me see actually what has changed that I'm not aware of. So I use beyond compare. You probably don't see this though, but that's okay. Let's see what I've changed. All right, so I've added browser animation module. I did fonts. Oh, it's the material design I added. Okay, so I have added material design to the Angular side, client side, but obviously I haven't committed this. Because I believe that we were having some issues. It's been a while, I'm sorry guys, but it's been a while since last time I made the second video, and I did a bunch of Turkish videos meanwhile, so I'm back to this English video series again. So let me see. All right, so we have this and those changes. So yeah, what I've done, or what I did before, is that I downloaded the Angular with ng add Angular. I think I was Angular material. That's how you actually integrate the Angular materials. And of course, this is an npm package, by the way, guys. I mean, Angular material. But the benefit of using ng add, which is the Angular's CLI, right? The benefit of using ng add is that some of the packages of Angular, like this one, Angular material, has schematic in it. The schematic tells Angular how to integrate the package into your Angular application. For instance, it tells the Angular, go ahead and change angular.json file and add a bunch of things there. Go ahead and change, this and that. So it can truly integrate into your project. If you use npm install, you will just install the package. Basically, you'll just bring the package down right to your computer, and that's it. So ng add has a really important benefit here. So let me actually show what happens when you say ng add, right? So I'm just gonna say git su, which all this changes, and then I said gif. First of all, you see this Angular, it actually added a bunch of stuff into Angular. Of course, it's not perfectly seeable here. But you see that it has the change the angular.json file. This is your Angular configuration file, right? And it has one of the most important things that it does in your Angular.js file is it adds script, or it adds styles to it. Okay, and it also adds those two font APIs from Google. You see that it has material icons. So the icons from the material library are actually icons like font awesome type of thing. And then it also adds this Roboto font here as well. And does a bunch of other things here and there, but that's important. That's the reason why you want to use ng-add when you fetch Angular specific libraries out there. Any library can work with that way, by the way. I mean, as long as they implement the schematic of Angular, great, they can do the same thing. Okay, so that's great and all. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Before that though, I want to test it. So let's go to, well, I guess we can just do this npm start if I am at the right folder. Let me see, where am I? Actually, let's see. All right, so I need to go to blog.webui. Okay. And this is where the Angular.net project, the ASP.NET project is located. The data access is another class library, but you can't just say npm run. It's not a executable project, but the ASP.NET one has program CS that has main method in it, so it's an executable. So .NET run. Okay, it will take a while. Last time I remember that I brought the Angular material, but there was a problem with it. I think it was a problem with the latest version of Angular material. So probably I don't remember what I did in the previous video, but what I remember I did is that I experimented with a couple of versions of Angular, and one of the versions, probably the previous versions of the latest one, did work. So this one's supposed to work right now, but we'll see. All right, so it's compiled successfully and everything. So is it local 5000? I'll show you the website right now, just a quick sec. All right, so this is the website. Of course, nothing here. I mean, this is just default template and everything, the text and stuff like that. We have to overwrite this. We have to change all those things. But whenever you use .NET New to create a new template, especially Angular template, this is the first look you will get. And it does some Ajax calls, by the way. Just a quick announcement. Google Chrome, they shipped their latest version of Google Chrome browser, and that is 73. And one of the most important things to me is log points. It basically is that instead of you write like console.log in your source code file to pipe data to the console of the browser, right? They give you this option right now, so they can kind of help you to like clear all that clutter in your source codes, and you can go to the source on the browser and say, I want to add a log point here, and you just say, and you add your log here, whatever you want to log to the output, right? So, and then it's basically logged to the console. So this is good. So then you have to clutter your code with all that console.logs here and there. They're usually temporary, right? So I mean, you just put them and see the result, what the result is, and then you remove them. This way, you can actually don't have to worry about that anymore. You can just do log points. Anyway, so that's one of the good addition in Google Chrome 73. Okay, so let's actually close this panel here, and let's go to network. So I think it was counter or fetch. Okay, it was fetch data. Okay, so it brings weather forecast, and it makes an AJAX request right here. Goes to weather forecast, is one of the endpoints of our API, right? Or yeah, and it responds with this JSON file. So most of the time when you work with Angular, you're going to be getting a JSON file from the server, and you're going to be posting JSON file to the server, and that's important. So the content type of the request and response will be, most of the time, will be application JSON. And do not assume that you're going to be sending like key value pairs like you do for a form and stuff like XML. I think it's a URL encoded, whatever. There's a MIME type like that. We're not going to be doing that most of the time. So just keep that in mind, because when you don't know that, and then when you try to, on the ASP.NET side, when you try to bind whatever the data comes in to a model class, it's not going to work, because it doesn't know that it is a JSON or not. It automatically assumes it's a key value pair, and it's not going to be able to bind it. So you have to make sure that you are using from body. I'm going to show you what that is if there's an attribute like that. Okay. All right, so this is that. So that's actually pretty nice. I mean, very clean. All right, so let's go back to writer, and this is where our code is. And so the control that you saw, by the way, let me actually show you Swagger first. So we have the Swagger, and Swagger is good and all, right? I mean, you have this, it basically lists all the endpoints of your website, so that you can see what is required, what is, what data is passed back, and then you can also try them out. So if you go here, there's a try it out. But first, let me actually go explain you what you're supposed to see and how you should read this Swagger. So the first one is the parameters. You don't have any parameters here. I mean, but if you have parameters, you will, the parameter is basically a query string stuff on the URL, right? You can pass an ID and stuff like that. So that's a parameter. The response is basically a response, and you can tell Swagger what type of responses that you actually return. If you return a different type of response, for let's say an error message, you can also say that here as well, and it lists all type of responses. The response changes because if you send a different model for your responses, you can tell them, you can tell that to Swagger as well. So whoever consumes your endpoints, they know, okay, if I get a 200 code which says success, I will get this model, right? And that means I'm gonna get a data like this. But if I get, let's say, 401 unauthorized exception, then that's a different type of model I'm gonna get, all that stuff. And you can basically tell all that stuff to your users. And I'll go ahead and say execute here. So look, here you can try it out, and if there's any parameters here, which we're gonna see, that means, and that Swagger would allow you to enter the parameters to send them to the endpoint for processing, and then it returns a response here. And it's actually, this is an actual response. This is a working response. It's not a fake response here. So we have this date formatted. We have temperature in Celsius. We have summary, all that stuff, and that is the same JSON that the UI actually got when we were testing it. You also see the response headers. This is important as well. And you also see the models that you're going to be dealing with, right? So the weather forecast is one of the models you're going to be seeing. And this basically is a list of weather forecasts. So if you look at the... oh, you can actually download this as well. How nice. Didn't know that before. You can download this JSON content here. All right, so you can also change the response content type here, and we get text plain, but you can also say application JSON. Most of the time it's gonna be an application JSON, but that's fine. And then you can still execute it, and well, you got the same thing. Nothing really changed. But the content type is now application JSON here, if you look at it here. So let's clear it out, and let's go back to model here. So this is an example value, but if you look at the model here, you see this a list. This is, by the way, denotes a list in JSON. Well, in pretty much any language, right? So it says an array of weather forecasts. That's what you're gonna get. And you can expand this, not here, actually here. And that tells you, okay, you're gonna get an array of all this structured data here. So that's how you rate your Swagger. Okay, let's go back. So let's see where we were at. We have all the stuff. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the controllers. The way I work, by the way, is that I first start with the UI. I just, do some prototyping on the UI and see if I like the result. And then if necessary, which is most of the time, I go ahead and refactor the UI or the code. And then I come back to server side, and I start exposing endpoints for the UI. That's how I work. So this is the route here, and we have the controller here, and the sample data controller. We're going to change that, and we basically say, okay, go ahead and use this is the API, or this is the routing or the URL, how it's going to be, in the URL actually. So API, and this is a placeholder, right? This actually will be replaced with this guy over here. So sample data. So API / sample data. And the action is this is the default action. We don't well, not exactly. Sorry. So the URL to hit this weather forecasts will be API sample data. Not it doesn't append the controller, so it just grabs the data sample data over here. Sample data / the action, which is another placeholder here, which is going to be replaced with the weather forecasts. So / weather forecasts. You follow the same stuff all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna change the UI slightly. So let's work on the UI first. So this video will probably be mostly on the Angular side. So let's go to pages or client app. By the way, if you were working with razors and all that stuff instead of Angular and stuff, all of your static files like JavaScript files and CSS files and everything literally was going to go under root folder, all of the static files. But here we don't care about that because we store all of our static files under client app, and this is where the Angular project resides. We have this app, and we keep CSSs per module, per component, whatever. Per component, actually, not per module. Okay, so we don't care about the patch data anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. Okay, I don't need that anymore. Okay, that's gone. And I probably need navigation menu. Let me see how that looks like. So we have this navigation bar. Good. Well, you know what? I probably don't need that one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that. I wanna add my own navigation bar. I'm gonna keep the home. I don't need counter too. Let's remove it. Of course, if you look at the console right now, since it's still working or running behind the scenes, you see that all this compilation errors. So the console runs behind the scenes, or actually .NET Core and Webpack is running behind the scenes and continuously compile your project, your Angular project, as you make changes, and tells you if it fails or not, and all that stuff. So here it fails because I removed a bunch of stuff that the app module has references to. Let me show you what I mean. So if you look at the, let me see, where is it? App and app module, it has dependency or reference to counter component, and these all failed because I removed them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove them as well. This guy, this guy, this guy, this. So this is the route. Again, we don't have that here, so I removed the routing as well. Cool. So all these changes actually require some git commit, right? So I'm just gonna stop this. Well, I'm gonna commit everything. Normally I don't do this, and I don't recommend you to do this as well, but for this video I'm just gonna commit everything in one commit. Oh, okay, never mind. I did everything on master. Normally, I don't work on master until it is really necessary. I usually create my own branch. I definitely recommend you guys create your own branch if you work in a multi-member team. Work on your branch and make sure that you are in sync when you merge your code into master, because it's going to affect other people. All right, let's see what else we need here. All right, so if I remember correctly, we were having this. Okay, never mind. So the way you can create new components, new modules, new services, and all that stuff is usually what I recommend is usually via what is that called? NG or Angular CLI, right? So I'm gonna be using that one as well. So here, so we have, yeah, we have ng. You can say add or generate, or not add, generate. So the way, the structure in my mind of this project is that I'm gonna have another module for administrator operations, like in creating a new post or deleting or removing the posts and stuff like that. Or maybe not. Let me think about it, because I remember that we were having we had a discussion about how I'm gonna design this project, and now I remember, kind of suddenly came to my mind, and what I was thinking to do is, instead of having different pages, I'm just gonna be utilizing the same page. And if you're an admin, I'm just gonna maybe show a button on the post or detail post details, right? And then the button will appear if you're an admin, and then will allow you to edit the post in place instead of going to a different page where you can edit that post. So hence, I think that's pretty much I need. So we load the page. Okay, so I'm not gonna care about them anymore. We need a home page. We need a details page. And well, it's not gonna be that complicated. So what I'm gonna do is that instead of using different modules, and when I say module, I'm talking about Angular modules. Gonna be using one module, and that's gonna be app module, and it will have home controller, home component, and where we have the list of blog posts and a detail controller. So let me see the structure real quick. Actually, I can do this over here. So we have app, we have home, and here I'm gonna have post details. Yeah, we're gonna have that one. Okay. So ng generate post details component. I'm not saying component, of course. You have to specify the component here, or you can just say C. In fact, you don't have to fully write the generate here. You can just say G. Knows that you mean generate. And here, instead of typing in component fully, I can just say C, and it knows that you're trying to create a component here. And you can also, you don't have to say this here, but you can also say module, and you can, and that the CLI will automatically put your component to that module. But here, it will know it because, well, I only have one module. Oh yeah, I should be in the Angular side. I'm still in the ASP.NET Core side. So what I'm gonna do, I want to keep that there. So here, desktop, projects, blog or blog, web. Is that blog web UI? Web UI, client app. Let me see if I'm gonna be able to remember everything, all this path fully. I wonder. Yeah, I remember it. Nice. All right, so I'm in the Angular side, so I can say ngg c post details. That's pretty much it. More than one module matches. Use skip import option to skip importing the component into the closest module. Okay. Let me see, actually it added something, I wonder. Let me see, and then let's do this. And app. Oh, what was that called? A source. You know what? Because we have one app module here. It didn't add the... Alright, that's fine. I see. Okay, that's fine. So one way you can do this is app. What are you talking about? App. Home. You know what? It's possible that they changed this behavior. Your global Angular CLI version is greater than your local version, and that's a problem. I'm using the okay, so I'm using the version 6, even though I'm supposed to use the version 7, and I don't like it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say install. I think it's install Angular. I wonder if I can remove that. Let me see. npm. Was it delete or uninstall? We'll figure out. It probably happened when I was trying to fix Angular material with a smaller version. What does it say? Not found Python 2. I don't even care about Python. Okay. So let's try again. All right, so this looks fine. Now we're looking at Angular CLI 7.1.4. Okay, ng serve or ng generate component post details. It's supposed to work now. I don't know why it does that. Okay, never mind. App module. I'm missing something probably, even though I'm not quite sure what that is. All right. Well, this was not supposed to be required. I probably missed something, or anyways, but this works. I mean, you can say this. And basically what it does is that it creates a component for you, post details, right? And it automatically imports or automatically puts this post details component into the declaration array of your app module. And let's show you what that means. And then here, if you look at the app, wait, where am I here? Okay, now I need to refresh. so where is post details? All right, so I still don't see the post details. Go ahead and wait, how are we refreshing this? There must be a way to refresh this. I see this post details right here, but I don't see the source code. Where did it go? It's probably a refreshing issue, I'm sure of that. But I wonder if the F5 works. Well, that's for browsers. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I mean, it's right here. But for some reason, JetBrains writer, it's slow to pick that up. Let me go back and see if it's there right now. View. All right, synchronize. Is that the word? Well, that's bullshit. You know, that's supposed to be right here. Yeah, that's that's our job, guys. I mean, that's exactly what we do every day. We have to, keep up with this bullshit. All right, file system, show me that. Pages, client app, source, app. Yeah, it's right here. But the solution is stupid enough not to get that. I wonder if it's because we're supposed to add that to this guy over here. All right, you know what? I'll go with the I'll go with this file system right now for now. Okay, so we have literally nothing though, and that's fine. But it basically created all the CSS file. Otherwise, you would have done everything yourself. Adding component and all that stuff. Component is not included in a module and will not be available inside a template. Are you kidding me? It's right here in the app module. Yeah, never mind. But that's the declaration array I was talking about. Anything that is not any components or any declarative, what was that called? I think declarative. Sorry, directive, not declarative. Directive and stuff like that. If it's not in your declaration, it's not going to be part of the module, and you're not going to be able to use it. It has to be a part of a module. Has to be. So just keep that in mind. It is a way to say, this component is something I care about and it's a part of this module, and so that other component and directives can access that component, and that's important. It's like putting a CS file into your library. If you don't say that your solution file or your project file that this class is a part of you, it's not going to be compiled into that, so you're going to have a problem. Okay, it's very similar thing to that. Okay, and the second one is the second thing I want to do, if I remember correctly, was that Angular navigation, material nav bar command. Schematics here. Navigation. All right, so I'm gonna copy this URL over here. This is what I want to show you, and this is the code that I want to use. So this is the schematic I was talking about. Okay, and there are some preformed templates here that I can use from the Angular material, and one of them is navigations. You have like dashboard, you have table, you have tree. Instead of adding those things by yourself, you can just use this stuff. And the way you do this is that you say, I want to generate an Angular material address form. See, it's a type, it's like a component or something. So you just specify it right here, and you say, I want to give it a name, a component name. This time we're going to be using this guy over here. I want to add a navigation. That is that comes from a material design. So let's go to command line, ng generate, and what was that called? Let me see. Material table, material nav. Was it nav or navigation? Nav. Okay. Nav, and we're gonna give it a name, and that is gonna be, well, navigation is the way to go, right? So navigation, and the module will be app. And here we go. We have a problem here. Cannot find module Angular dev kit schematics. Well, yeah, we're having some problems with this Angular material for some reason. Well, it is the thing, like, I mean, whenever you demo something or whenever I show something to people, I always get this type of problem, and I hate it, but it happens. Let me see. First, let's go ahead and commit all these changes we have here. So I'm gonna be saying package. Okay, I guess I can go with the package. Add package JSON. Okay. Let's say, I would say remove the local copy of the Angular CLI. Okay. And let's say add everything and edit a new edit post this component. Okay, so, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it ourselves. Unfortunately, it's not going to work the way I want it. So we're going to have another component, and that's going to be, well, maybe not a component. We're going to be using the app, how's that called? Home component, right? Or we can even use the app component. Let me see. I guess we're going to use app component. Or, yeah, app component. That's a good place to put our stuff. So the way you work with Angular is that, here's a trick for you guys. If you work with, let's say, Angular material, there's so many modules that you need to import. For each piece, you need to import, let's say, bottom module, you need to import drop-down module, and all that stuff. And what Angular recommends is that go ahead and have a shared module. A shared module, it's just a terminology, like a feature module. A shared module will have all the things that you want to share, all the other modules that you want to share with other modules. And I'll show you what it means. So let's go to command line here again. And here, we're going to say ng generate module, and it's going to be, let's say, shared. Okay. So this shared module will reside in this guy over here. And again, we don't see it. Oh, it's right here actually. Wait. Okay, it's right here. Good. That's weird though. Why do we have an environments over here? An app. I want that under app. Not under. So I wanna delete this one first. I want everything under app, all the other modules and stuff like that. Okay. Or maybe not. Let me think about that. Let's see how I did before. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go ahead and delete this module real quick. Okay, and go back to command line again. And here I'm going to say ngg module app shared. So we have shared module over here, and this module will import a lot of things and will export a lot of things, and all those lot of things actually are material design thing. So what I'm gonna go ahead do is go ahead and copy some code that I already had. I already did this before, so I'm not gonna duplicate my effort. What do I have? An environment portal. I think that's it. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so the motivation here is that I import all of the modules from Angular material library, and I import them and I export them back again so that other modules can access to those modules, and that's how Angular does it. Like if you want to export some of the modules, you import it to other modules that import your module, go ahead and export them. It's like saying public to those imported modules. And of course, I won't need all of these guys here, and eventually I'm gonna be like cleaning this up and remove things that I don't care. But right now it is fine to me, so that I don't have to, you know, specify all these modules anywhere I go. All I do is I go to app module, and that's here. Actually, not app module. Well, yeah, sure. So I come here and say shared module. Okay. Well, the order matters sometimes, so I'm just gonna put this right under. Sorry, not in here. You don't put this over here. You put this over here. So I'm gonna be putting that somewhere here. Okay. And this is good. So whenever I need a module from material, I have everything here. Of course, you don't consume modules. You consume components. The components come from the modules. So a component, for instance, when you say I want to add a new button, you actually work with a component if that button comes from material design. And I'll show you what I mean by that. We have this over here, and we export that. Of course, we have to export the shared module, not just here, but also, well, we only have one module, right? Yeah, we only have one module, so. I think I didn't like this. I think I'm gonna move this shared to the source folder. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because the problem is, if I keep that app module here in this folder, how do you say this is a component and this is a module? There's no suffix or something that tells, hey, this is a module and this is a component. But if you move this shared to the source level, and you can say, okay, this is a module, that's a module, and that's assets. Well, it's not exactly a module here, but at least you can, if you know those two things that are not modules, and you're sure of that, and you can continue with other modules there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. The only you know what, maybe not. I'm thinking about yeah, I wanna do that. So let's keep that there for now. Okay. Let's go back. To this guy. To this guy. Okay. So we have shared module right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this entire thing and we'll put that right here. And we're gonna remove this nice and clean. And then here, it's gonna be one more folder up. All right, that'll do it. Okay, looks fine. Now I can say, okay, these are components because they're all under this, and this is a module and all that stuff. Okay. So let's go to, so I have this in app module. Let's go to add a new under this guy. We have router outlet. And this is good, we can keep that. This is gone. Well, let me see if I have navigation. Oh, I don't have navigation, and that's the weirdest part. Where is navigation? I know that I added navigation, right? So let's do this real quick. First though, let's commit something. Okay, app module and add shared yes. Okay, so created and imported shared module that has Angular material modules. So wait. Well, that's interesting. Where did it go? All right, you know what? I don't care. Let's do push. By the way, you guys, can see this live development if you look at the GitHub. I'm talking about this address. So if you look at the if you look at this URL, GitHub, Tarek, and blog, this is where the code is stored. So as I push, you will see, the changes I made here. So just so you know. All right, so where is our, so we have post details. Well, okay. Let's go ahead and add navigation here. Yeah, let's go ahead and add navigation. Well, do I need the navigation component, or I can just use, I guess I can just use the material design right here. I don't need a separate Components. So the navigation I'm going to be using is, let's go to components here. And then it has toolbar, and I'm going to be using toolbar. So this is the toolbar I'm talking about. And it has API and examples, stuff like that. So we can have different ways of representing our toolbar with icons and all that stuff. We have menu, all the stuff. We probably don't need a menu, I believe. Maybe we can. Let me see, where do we need a menu? I guess we can have a menu for, yeah, we can have a menu for like about section and contact me section. So I guess a menu is fine. So we're gonna have a toolbar first, and then I can put the menu in it. So we have various ways of representing a menu, and so we have side nav, and that's, I don't care about side nav, to be honest, not now. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use this one. So I need to use this mat menu, okay? Material menu. And normally you have to import this mat menu module, but I already did with the shared module, right? So I don't care about this anymore. And then that's the directive, and that's the selector, and it has a bunch of inputs that you can pass in, and it has an output. If you want to subscribe to one of its events, you use its output, right? So it actually has event emitter, and for click and key down and tab, and you can subscribe to that, and then you can handle the result coming from that event emitter in your component. That's the output. And you have also direction. Probably the direction is like horizontal or vertical or stuff like that. These guys are deprecated, so I don't care about this anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and use mat menu, material menu. All right, so here, I'm just gonna paste that right here. Of course, not like that. The way you use directives and components. By the way, component, guys, is a directive. Components were so useful because they have a separate CSS and separate template file, right? They were so useful, they made it as another type, and we call them component. But eventually, or effectively, they are just a base of, basically they inherit from directive, so they are effectively a directive. Mat menu, right? So let me go ahead and see. Look at the examples here. So, but in fact, I was gonna actually use not a menu first. I want to use a toolbar first. Forget about that. So let's use a toolbar and let's look at the examples here. And this is how you see the source. So I can say, okay, I want to see the source, and we have mat toolbar. Okay, this is the and we have mat toolbar row. Okay, we can have multiple rows like that. I don't need those rows here. I just need one row. Nevertheless, I'm going to copy this code, and we'll modify that code on my end. So let's actually use this first. So we have a bunch of examples here. Mat icon. I don't need that icon here. I'm just going to go and delete those two. All right. Whatever, simple, it's very simple toolbar I need. And this, I wonder if we have mat toolbar. We only have raw. All right, fine. So the first one will be this, and we're gonna have, maybe we can just say H1. Let me think about that. I guess we can do H1 or H2. It actually looks like fine. My blog. And the other one, of course, it's gonna be, we have to like position those elements, the header and the menu, next to each other instead of vertically. So we have mat menu, and I don't exactly remember how we use mat menu here, so I'm just gonna go back and look at examples here. And I need this example, for instance. All right, so we just say menu. All right, you know what? I'm gonna copy this guy. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe in fact I don't even need a menu, to be honest. Not quite sure. You know, why not? Let's do this. So here I'm gonna copy that. I want to see how that looks like, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run this project real quick. But we're getting some exceptions somewhere. I don't know where, but some exceptions somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and start this project real quick. Look at that. All right, we have menu here, even though I don't know. Oh, yeah, I should have deleted all this crap stuff. All right, we have my block here. We have the toolbar right here and the menu. I will probably will move this menu to the right endpoint here instead of keeping it right here. Maybe with a small 3 dots here. I guess I'm gonna go with that one. That will look way better. Well, let me think. I don't know. I guess, yeah, why not? Sure. So let's go back to example again, and I'm gonna copy that 3 dots stuff. If I can find, I think that was the. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I need. Let's copy this. Mat icon button menu. More vertical. All right. Yeah. All right, this is where I want to do this, and I probably will have to use flexible box stuff. Box flex, I think so, that's how it's called. To move this guy to the right side. Let me see how I can do this real quick here. Div. Well, yeah, just a div. And this will have a class, or not a class, style. I can later convert that to a class, CSS class. Align content. Right. Is that right or left? Right or start last. Flexed end, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Let me see how that will look like. Oh, wait, we need to run this project. Oh, it's running actually. Oh wait, yeah, there's a, okay. There's a small issue there. I just had to close the tag. That didn't work. Let me actually go ahead and say inspect. I usually like to do this here. I haven't worked with the Flexbox too much, but I really like the idea. When I was reading it, I really liked the idea. So I'm just gonna try this over here. So we have this content right here, and let me see, where's my, and that is right here. So let's see. So align content was horizontal. Display, yeah, we should say. You know what? I'm gonna freaking delete this Turkish stuff here. It keeps, for some reason, I keep changing my language input and goes to Turkish input, and I'm starting to see all these weird characters in the code. Let me see where it is. Okay, language preferences, options, remove. Okay. Now I don't have to worry about it. So you have to say, now I remember, like you have to say display, okay? And then you say, I want to use a flex, and then you say align. Let's see, it works now. Maybe not. Display flex. All right, we're still experimenting. Do I have to say with 100%? You know, that's the thing, you know, we've gotta. So the size. All right, so the button here, line content. Wasn't it line content? Well, we have justify, which I don't like because it's probably the justify was center and nope. Wait, how was it we're gonna use it? Was it line items, or I guess line items? And come on, do something. Do something. You know what? Let's keep it this way. I'm gonna come back here. I need to like check the flex bugs and stuff real quick, but maybe not. Maybe I can just say align. Right. Let's see how to write align flex items. Wow, look at that. This guy is trying to do the same thing. Obviously, I guess these are all menus and stuff. So justify content, space between. So we have this thing. We have this that. Run cut snippet. Okay, so I guess that's what I need. I have all that. So I need to look at the contact here. C, class C, and the C means nope. Main, that's main, and display space between. Not exactly I'm looking for. Yeah, justify content. Wait. So if I go back, say justify content. I did that though, right? Oh, justify content flex end, not end. I was so close. Now it works. Yeah, I was so close. It's justify content and right, and it's right here. How awesome is that? Super shiny. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so let's go back to writer. This is a new thing, guys. I mean, the flex stuff is a recent thing, but the major browsers started supporting it for a while, like a while ago, and it is a lot cooler and better than other APIs before. And it works. Like I remember like when I was working as a web developer, I'm still working as a web developer now, though, with my new team, but I was dealing with all that like text align right on all that stuff and margin left and right 0 so that you can do a center. All that stuff wasn't fun. And the thing is like you do that only once for, you know, for a page, and you don't really revisit that, and you forget how you do that, you know. And that's a problem. So flex, justify content, and flex end. So we're gonna have, I think it has, oh wait, I should have said 100% right. That's something I forgot. So with okay, now it's supposed to work. What happened? What happened? Justify content, flex end, style width. What am I missing? With 100%. Wait. What happened? Oh, display con. Yeah, I forgot about that one. So I'm supposed to say display flex. Now that'll do it. Nice. So we have all those icons. Let me see if I can put any icon here. I'm looking for about. I guess we can just use another icon like that. So for let's go change this menu item icon. I think there's a profile must be right. The way you look at the material icons, by the way, guys, is that let me see if I bookmark this page. But Docker, Golang, Android web. Probably not. I haven't. Probably didn't do it. Okay, so you look at like material icons, library or something like that. Yeah, this is where you're looking at, and this is the icons you're gonna get. Yeah, these are the icons you're gonna get. So, for instance, if you're looking for profile, let's look for profile something, or I don't know. Let me see what do I have here. Not this one. Code face. I guess I can use face, right? For the about page. So let's go to writer again. Say face. Span about me. So the other one is contact. I don't know, contact. Let's look at what type of icon we have for contact. It's probably under C. Account box. Code commute, copyright. And perm, content calendar. I think the phone number was fine. Yeah, phone or redial was fine. Yeah, let's keep that there. All right, let's keep this here. I don't need this third one. Just gonna remove that. All right, let's look at the let's see how it looks right. About me. What is this? C. Gotta check that one. But yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Voicemail. Was it voicemail? Oh, yeah, I accidentally put the contact text into the icon. Okay. Gonna refresh this. All right. Not bad, not bad. Even though the menu is disabled, so we're just gonna have to remove this over here. Okay, so let's see what's next. I'm gonna have to remove this, but it looks fine. Looks good. I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, so we pretty much have something there, and I want this router outlet to be, this is, by the way, the router outlet is when you are routed to a component, the inside of that component will be placed within this router outlet, and that's why it's there. So the container here, and at this point though I can do this, and I'll show you something, a quick trick. Extract inline CSS. Oh, you don't probably see it. Too bad. You know what? That's okay. I'm just gonna copy this here. So let's use some real stuff instead of doing inlining. This goes to this guy over here, and I'm gonna be, well, for now I'm not gonna, I don't care about the the responsive design, not now. We will, but not now. So let's say navigation. It's not navigation, right? It is menu. Navigation menu. Navigation menu. So it's class navigation. Okay. So we're going really slow, and I am aware of that because I have to explain everything I do. Normally I'm pretty quick, but that's fine, right? This is a tutorial, not a money-making project. Okay, so what else? We have all that stuff. Gotta think about this a little bit. All right, now I can design the home page, but I wanna put everything. Well, let me see. Maybe not. I don't know. You know what? Let's go ahead and design the home page. So, and then this is are gonna be last piece that we're gonna finish in this video. We're gonna design the home page, and it's not gonna be a big design. I'm just gonna show you some cards, and within the card we're gonna have some pictures and titles and stuff like that, and that's pretty much it. So, but first, let's go ahead and add a new service. Because the service is where I will be getting my homepage data, but for now I'm gonna be mocking that. So the service is not gonna really hit the database or endpoint or server. It's just gonna have some mock data in it, and I'm gonna be consuming that mock data to show something on the homepage, right? So for that, that's interesting. I think it's in here. Yeah. So nggs or s for generate service, like so. Well, you could have just written as instead of service. And the name of the service will be, let me think, under app. The name of it will be, it doesn't really have anything to do with the home. It is like posts retriever. Yeah, I think it is a posts retriever. So if you don't like the, well, not for this one probably. Let me see what we're gonna see. Okay, so we have two services here. That's nice. So the first service is injectable, and it is injectable through the root injector. And if you don't, I mean, I think I've done a good video about this. It's probably in Turkish though. I'm sorry guys, but I really explained the dependency injection and all that stuff very thoroughly in Angular. But I can probably will make another. I'll probably make another video about the same thing in English. So, but it's really important. I mean, you have to understand dependency injection in Angular. It is one of the core pieces of Angular. Okay, so it's going to be injectable. So I'm not going to have to define this in under the providers array on the Angular module or component, whatever. I'm just using this provided in, and that's enough for me. So I don't need a constructor net now, probably. So here I'm just gonna have, in fact, I'm gonna have another model here. So I'm gonna be using the model to get stuff. So let's go ahead and say maybe here I can add another, because we're gonna have probably multiple yeah, we're gonna have multiple models. Let's I wonder if I can say models. You know what? No, let's not do this. I'm just gonna add another class here, and it's gonna be a TypeScript class, and it's gonna be a name. Post summary. Yes. Alright, yes. Okay, that's fine. So this class will have a bunch of things in it, and one of them is public. It's our public automatic, so I have to specify that. But let's see, title. It's gonna be a string, and summary. It's gonna be another string, and we forget about the ID. An ID. It's gonna be probably int or number, not an int. Let's see what else. Date or posted date. Posted date. It's gonna be a date time or just date. It's fine. And we're gonna have something else. Let me think. And author. Yes, we need author, right? And it's gonna be a string as well. So we're gonna be getting an array of post summary objects, and we're gonna display that on the UI. The service. This is the service. The post retriever service is the one that actually gives me all that, the array of summary, right? So here, I told you before, I'm gonna be doing some mocking here. So here in this guy, we're gonna have a list, a private list, fine, a private list of posts, summaries, I think. Or let's say posts is fine. I don't really mind. What was that called? Post summary. We need to import this. Wait, is it how we did it? Expected. Wait. Was it like this? Yeah. I keep just like different languages. I've used different type array syntax, and I keep confusing myself with that. All right, so this is fine. Yeah, I guess we can just do in the constructor. I don't really care. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, the constructor is a good place to do this. So the constructor, wait, the CTOR. We're basically just inject or create some stuff, some a list of this. All right, now the fun part begins. Let me remember. ID 1, author, A, and posted date. That's the thing. I don't like working with dates object here. I wonder if I have anything like date.now. Great, I have that. Good. And summary. We talk about the world peace in this post, whatever. And lastly, we have title. And let's be friends. What is that you don't like? Number, author, unassignable. The posted dates are incompatible. Are you kidding me? They have to be compatible. Let me see what's missing. Title, summary, posted date, and author. ID, author. Title, post a date. What does that return? A number. How nice. You know what? Let's make it a string for now. We'll deal that later. So 401, whatever the date is. Okay. All right, so we have all this thing. I'm just going to duplicate this so that I can have multiple items here. Yeah, I told you it's a fun part, so I have to do all this weird stuff. Number 2, we'll talk about the world peace in this post. I'm going to say, what world peace are you talking about? Cannot be friends. How can't we be friends? Because I am an ignorant or arrogant piece of. Yeah, I gotta learn how to spell. Arrogant, is that how you spell it? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so this guy, I could have, by the way, I could have do some interface here, but the problem with the interface is that you can't really use interfaces with the Angular dependency injection, because there's no such a thing an interface in JavaScript when this TypeScript is compiled into JavaScript. So that type information disappears. So what you have to do is to use some dependency injection token. And I don't want to deal with that, not right now, but in the future we can also, just for tutorial purposes, I can show you how that looks like. So this is good. So we're just gonna have another method here, and that actually returns all that stuff to us, right? So I'm saying public, which you don't have to say public, it's automatically by default it's a public. Something get posts. I will say get posts. Get summary post summaries. And that returns an array of post summary. Okay, and you would just do return this dot posts, or yeah, posts. That's it. All right, so we have this guy right over here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be injecting this to our component. And the component at this point is our home component that we're gonna be using. And here, right here, I'm gonna say constructor, right? And this private, or sorry, private, if I can type, posts retriever, and that is posts retriever service. Great, posts retriever. Yes. The reason why I decorated this parameter with the private is that I want it to be a field. If you don't do this, if you just do this, then you have to set this to a field right here. But if you don't want to do that, and if you need a shortcut, and that's the version, just say private, you effectively say, I want this to be a field that the other methods can access, can use. So usually you know, when you do like ng on init, which you have to implement that over here, ng on, is that ng on it or on init or something like that? Yeah. and wait, import from module, and what happened? We screwed something pretty bad, if I can see it. As a value here. Oh yeah, sorry. Let's say extends or implements. Again, this is a C# stuff, and this is, yeah, never mind. That happens. Okay, so it has this one, right? So what I want to do was where I complaining. All right, here's it. So I want to do something in the hub component HTML and all that stuff I don't like. So I'm gonna be using. Let me show you what I will be using this card here. Look at this example. It's a really beautiful component in material design. I mean, you can have your pictures here, right? I mean, it looks like a Facebook post right here. I probably won't have this picture, not now. We're gonna be having this, and we're gonna be having some buttons like that. Like, well, we can also make this title linkable or clickable, and we will have like and share and all that stuff as well. And we can also have this picture for the author, but again, I mean, not have to do it. The way I like to work is that I just quickly, you know, prototype stuff, and I want to see how that fits into the flow of my application. And if I like it, I keep it, and I iterate over it again, and just, you know, refactor pieces and make it better. I mean, the UI looks fine for the user, and that's usually what matters to the user, right? But what matters to me as a developer is the behind the scenes as well. So I try to, you know, refactor the code and make it more maintainable, and that's the my usual workflow. So like, I just try to see something real quick, and if I don't like it, you know, and if I delete it, at least I, you know, didn't end up spending so much time on it for something that I don't like, you know. That's the idea. So let's go back. I'm gonna copy this code right over here. It's very well, maybe not, because it's very obvious. Like, I've used this before, so I kind of know how it works. We have this header, and we have title, and we have subtitle, and we have some content here, and we probably won't use the subtitle here. We're going to be using the content here, and that's a summary. All right, you know what? I'm going to copy this. Why not? Okay, and we're going to have it inside a loop. So this is going to be a loop. And there's an interesting thing here. You can use ng content here, or ng container here. If you don't like the container to be present when the HTML is compiled, and I can just say ng if. Of course, I don't have probably ng4. We don't probably have. What is this? Posts retriever? Do I have that? Oh, wait, I should have. Let's go to. All right, here I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have something. Private or public. Well, it's public. Posts. Let's make it posts, and a post summary. Okay, and this guy, we have this one on ng in it. I mean, just notice that I don't do this mapping in the constructor. I only use the constructor to just get these some dependent injections and stuff like that. But I use ng on init when I want to initialize some data on the component, and that's a better place. Just so you guys know. Get post summaries, right? And it's gonna be set to this dot posts. That's it. And that's a good thing about using Angular. A front-end developer can work separately with a mock data, and a server-side developer can work on the server side, and provided that they agreed on the contract, and here they go. They don't really depend on each other most of the time. They can separately work on their pieces, and when they're ready, they can just integrate those pieces. And that's one of the most powerful thing about Angular, just so you guys know. Or any single page application. Okay, so let's go back to home component. We have posts. What was the syntax for this? Post in posts? Was it, or let posts? I don't remember for some reason. Let me quick look at that. ng4 Angular. It's been a while since the last time I worked with Angular. Yeah, well, it is right. You just say off or of instead of in. Let post of posts. Yeah, that's it. And I'll show you why I used ng container when I finish this code. So like, share, let's keep that there, and the p, and it's gonna be post dot summary right here. Okay, and this is string interpolation, and we're gonna have, I don't care about the picture. We don't care about the subtitle. Then we're gonna be doing this right here, saying post dot title. I wonder if we can do the author and stuff over here as well. Let's see what options we have here. Card, footer, header, subtitle. Let's say no subtitle. I'm gonna use subtitle for post dot author, and let's say submitted by on post date. How nice. It looks fine. I like this. But of course, we're not gonna see anything because we haven't routed to home automatically. So we have to go to let me see. We have to go to app module. It is where our router is. Look at that. We have this router. So normally I don't do this. Normally I have a different module for a router, but let's keep it this way right now. It is by default. It was there when I used .NET template creation command. So the path, if it's empty, it takes you to home, and we do patch full or path match full. All right. Or what I like better is that I say path home, and say component, home component, okay? And if it's there, I do, instead of component, I just redirect it to, and say home. I think it's without this, right? I usually forget about that. All right, let's do, and let's see how that works. Where's that? Where's the? All right, so this is how it looks like. Looks disgusting though, because look at this picture. I thought I removed this picture, I didn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this picture and put some space between those cards. I don't like the way that they're so close to each other. Let's go back. Where are you? Okay, here. Where's that picture coming from? Oh, not this one. This one. Oh yeah, it's right here. Let me see this one. Okay. That is gone. Of course, the idea here is you don't put a BR here. You just put margins. It's better. So here I'm gonna change posts summary. And I'm gonna go to, well, there's no CSS here because they forgot. And I can do like, what is that CSS? Styles. Let me see, style, yeah, styles. So we're gonna have a style here for app or home. Interesting though, I thought it was gonna add a style as well. Following the same convention. So it's gonna be home dot component. Of course, it's an array, so you don't do this. I accidentally do home dot component dot CSS. Okay, and we're gonna have a file here. Is a CSS file here. Let me see where the CSS files. Coffee script. Style sheet right here. Home.component.css. Alright, so we have our home component CSS here, and it's gonna be post summary class, and we're gonna say a margin bottom, let's say 20 pixels. Okay, looks fine to me. Let's go back. Well, there's an error, obviously, somewhere. Let me see. Will it style URLs? I think style URLs, not styles, right? Post. Yeah, URLs. Sorry, guys. I thought. I mean, you have two options. You can either do like inline styling right into your component, or you can say, I want you to use this files instead. So for some reason, I was confused. So I'm just gonna say style URLs, and this guy will be this. Of course, the string. You don't like it? What is that I'm missing? Yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah, it's fine. Edit's what I've done. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. So let's go to the browser, and now it looks fine. Look at that. Let's be friends. Even the title looks funny. It should have been bigger than this. But the submitted says this, and we talk about the world peace and whatever. And you see that it automatically iterated over the 3 items and generated this. It doesn't look good though. I guess we can still do some margin top. Margin top, let's say 10 pixel, and then here we do 10, so that the product of it will be 20. Maybe we can make it a little higher, 15. Okay, look at that. It looks a lot better now, and it's too wide. I wanna kind of keep it like a shorter. The width of this containers here, or the carts. And also didn't like this padding here. There's a weird padding here. Let me see what's going on there. But first let me see what's going on in the HTML itself. Alright, so nothing really. Yeah, action, the post. I wonder if it's because the P, or the paragraph here, that is causing the problem. That padding. Not really. So let's look at the padding and see what's going on here. So we have this. So header has margin top and all that stuff. What about this guy? The content, or not this one? The header. So the content. Okay, that's fine. These guys have some padding. That's margin. So interesting though. Why do we have a margin like that? Can we remove that margin? By the way, yeah, I was gonna show you something, and that is, you see the guys that it has in div. Wait, what is that? Where is that? Yeah, so if you use ng container like so, you're not gonna see an HTML output. So if you look at the code over here, okay, so this is, you see that it actually directly starts from the app component. There's no a wrapping div or something around this card component. So if I do like something, instead of using container, if I do like div, and that'll change something. Okay, so I use div. So let's go back and let's look at our stuff again. App root, content, not this guys, app home. Now we can see like we have div, within div we have the mat card. I mean, this is not necessary to me. I only use this for loop, so I don't need to have this div in my source code at all. That's why I use ng container, which will disappear when compiled. Okay. I guess I'm gonna stop here. I've accomplished what I was thinking to accomplish. And I'll see you guys later. First, let me actually push this change, push these changes to the remote. Yeah, I've gotta change a couple of things. Don't exactly know what I've changed for the first file. This CS proj file. Oh, okay, I see. So we have content include. Okay, that's the reason why. Okay, that's the files being interesting though. Never mind, that's okay, I don't care. Not now. So I am Alright guys, thanks for watching and hope to see you next time.